Hey guys, Business Fish here. Today we're going to talk about making millions of dollars playing blackjack using the Martingale Strategy. A lot of YouTubers say it's possible and you should really do it, but here we're going to see if it's really that easy or if it's not quite what it's chalked up to be. We're going to be using a Monte Carlo simulation Python to find out, so sit back and enjoy. First thing we're going to do here is start by programming the basics of blackjack into Python. For example, this pick card function is going to randomly select one of the 12 cards in the deck. We'll use some if statements to make some basic logic around the game. For example, the variable winner will go to 0 if the player wins, and the variable winner will go to 1 if the dealer wins. Adding a few simple print statements lets us see what's happening in the code. As you can see here printed out, it looks like the dealer won this first round. Now that we've taught Python how to play blackjack, things start to get a little bit more interesting. So the way that we plan on beating the house is using the Martingale betting strategy. Essentially, every time you lose, you double your bet, so when you win, you jump right back up to where you were before you started the losing streak. The only catch is that technically there's no limit to how long that losing streak can go. No one has infinite money. Each time you lose, your offer gets twice as big, so you can imagine how these bets get quite large quite fast. So with this program, we hope to understand our risk and also optimize our strategy, particularly the stand number, in order to make sure we reduce the amount of losing streaks we have. This is a virtual simulation of the code playing multiple rounds with a dealer. The curve represents the amount of money that the player has after each round. They're both programmed to stand on 17, and the player has $2,000 in the bank account, making $5 bets. So now we can play multiple games and see the outcomes. For example, here we lost $300 in our worst case, but ended up making $200 after about 100 rounds. This next one, we ended up losing only about $100 total, and after 100 rounds, we also gained $200. Not bad. So at this point you must be thinking, well, just stand on 17 to use the Martingale betting strategy, it must be unstoppable. But I'm going to stop you right there because eventually you're going to go broke, as this plot shows. And another thing that we can look at is we don't necessarily have to always stand on 17. We could stand on 13, 14. This plot is showing all the different combinations that we could have stand on for these games that we played. Just happens that 17 ended up being the best, but you can see there's definitely some variation from one stand number to the next. Actually, part of the frustration in building this program initially was how much variation there was from round to round. Here you see 15 is winning out, and here you can see 16 is winning out as a stand number. It seems like every time I played it, I got a different answer, so I wasn't sure which one was the best. But hey, isn't that why we're building this stupid program in the first place anyway? Okay, I guess that just means things are getting a little bit more complicated. So my first thought was to run the program many more times. Before we were going to about 100 rounds, so I said, hey, let's, go to 2,000 rounds. See what happens. The problem was that the computer started going a little bit slower. I should also point out that I didn't eliminate stand numbers if they went past $0, or essentially going broke in these cases. So the purpose is really just to see which numbers gaining value the quickest by losing less. Here it looks like 15-1. Even though this result was fairly repeatable, I still didn't feel 100% confident that we found the best stand number, mostly because this assumed the players had infinite money and can't go broke. For our last analysis, we're going to be penalizing players that go broke by eliminating them from the round. This prevents any further earnings to be made by that player. The stand number with the highest winnings represents the highest yield stand number, thus the one that we want to choose when we actually play. The only difference this time is that we're going to be plotting this on a histogram to capture the sum of all of these games played together. Also, my computer really can't handle plotting a million games of blackjack at the same time. So what did we learn? Well, If you have to choose one stand number in Blackjack, it would definitely have to be number 16. That's going to give you your best odds at winning over the house. I would also recommend using the Monte Carlo betting strategy, where you consecutively double down your bets. But in terms of quitting your day job, I would definitely recommend against it. We can clearly see that over a number of plays, your luck eventually runs out and consecutive losing streaks pile up. This will cause you to go into debt so big that you won't be able to get out of it. There's other players that have done this before, such as Jaromir Jagr from the Bruins and NHL long-term playing. He's in so much debt that he has to continue to play hockey, his real job, to get out of it. So be smart, listen to this video, and just use this as a hobby. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about making money, saving money, or being more responsible financially, look at the description below. And as always, have a nice day.